Welcome back, guys. This is episode 23 of the Provenance Marketing Show. I'm your host, Ryan Jennings, and this is the show where we look at what New Zealand makers and manufacturers are cutting, sewing, producing, all of those good things. And today we've got a number of great products. The first one I'm going to start with is this group here, which is by Nature's Beauty, and they've been a license holder with New Zealand Made for over 20 years. They've been putting this little Kiwi onto their products to let their marketplace know, both in New Zealand and internationally, that their Manuka honey products are made here. And the product I want to take you through, which I'm fascinated by, is this one here. It's a face mask, Bee Venom. Bee Venom has a huge MGO number of 500. That's a very concentrated amount versus what you see on the rest of the range, which I think is around the mid 200s. And how do you imagine bee venom actually gets extracted from the hive? So I looked it up, and according to the Nature's Beauty website, there's a piece of glass next to the hive that has a very low electrical current running through it, which compels the bees to sting the glass pane. And that's how they extract this venom, which is made or synthesized in the glands of worker bees and queen bees. And you might think, well, what's the point of putting this on your face? Well, it does two things, according to my research. The first is that when you put this on your face, it has the effect as if you'd been lightly stung. So your body starts to create a couple of key ingredients naturally, collagen and elastin. And those two are things that keep your skin looking young and supple. And that's why such a premium is placed on bee venom products. And recently they're pretty fortunate, actually. One of Hong Kong's big influencers, her name is Cecilia Cheong, actually got given one of these, and they've just posted up on their blog site a photo of her receiving one of the Manuka honey bee products. And that's kind of interesting to me, because all it takes is one of those key celebrities in a very large market like Hong Kong and China, and you're away. And so I'm kind of fascinated to see what that's done for Nature's Beauty in terms of its brand presence over there. Next up today is a company called Tallulah, and they obviously do clothing here. This is the type of clothing they make. This is for tweens, and if you didn't know the age of a tween I've learned is between the ages of 8 and 14, pretty much my cousin's kids' age. Talula Tween Wear was founded by Aucklander Ingrid Gordon, and she thought there was a gap in the market for stylish, age-appropriate clothing that's a good fit for tween girls. And she said, I want girls to feel that they want to feel good and the clothing to be fun, and for girls at that age to feel confident in what they're wearing. So their range has all of those elements sewn into them, and they're done in a timeless style. So this isn't fast fashion, this is limited edition, and there's some kind of nice little details on here. So you can see the Tallulah brand, which these guys have only been around a year, so you can see they've put a little label in there. And I think under here somewhere on the label itself, it's 100% cotton, and you can see the person who has sewn this together. And because this is a new business, if you're watching this, comment below, what do you think of the Tallulah, the Tween Collective, the branding? Is this something that someone that would wear this or would like to win this? Because they're actually giving this particular product away, which is a Rumour top in size 10. It's got a pretty floral print, loose fit top for girls, stylish high front, low back detail, and of course, New Zealand made. So we're going to give that one away. I think it's smart. I think it's smart to go into a niche that's very specific. This isn't babies' clothes. These aren't adults' clothes. This is looking at a niche that this organization, Tallulah, believes is underrepresented. And 12 months in business, they probably know whether or not that's working. I'd say it is. Right, last on our list today is Honeywrap. Very cool product. Again, it's got our New Zealand made Kiwi trademark right in the center here. They've done something slightly different with it. This is the reversed out logo, so it's got a transparent triangle around it. You can see the Kiwi and the New Zealand made. So it blends into the background rather than takes a whole lot of provenance. I like it. And I like what they're doing here. There's a number of organizations that Honeywrap work with. Project Jonah is one of them. The other ones are Sustainable Business Network, which is about eliminating waste and reusing of products. Global Organic Textile Standard, which is GOTS, which is part of what this is manufactured out of. And the last one I had on here was Sustainable Coastlines, as well as Project Jonah, which they give away 50 cents to. So if you're the type of person that sees that plastic is bad and isn't sustainable for us as a society, then this is a solution. And they have avoided 11 million meters of plastic going into our oceans and landfills since 2013, which is fantastic effort. So well done to the founders of Honeywrap, and well done for actually trademarking, word marking Honeywrap. I mean, this is a honey product, and to call it Honeywrap, it's inspired, and to trademark the whole device, I think that's a really smart move, because there'll be lots of fast followers in this particular category. Right, let's go to questions.
I'm a startup developing games and activities to help primary school age students learn mathematics. I'm at a conference soon and want to highlight that we are New Zealand made, owned and operated. Is it appropriate to use the New Zealand made logo in this context? The games and activities are all online.
So there's a lot in that question. I think from how I understand it, you're delivering your product as a service online. But the real question is it relevant to the people that you are wanting to communicate to? Because if it is, then great, sign up. If on the other hand, you don't want that because your audience doesn't value that as much or at all, and there are software companies like that. So for example, many startups in the tech scene don't want to let people know they're from New Zealand. We've even got a landing pad in Silicon Valley which helps New Zealand software houses appear as if they're American. So think about that provenance marketing. Who is your audience? Is it New Zealand schools? Is it New Zealand government? Then great. If it's in America, maybe you want to reconsider it and actually go away from provenance as a way of doing your marketing and more focus on what the product does itself. So that's the end of the show for today. I hope you've enjoyed this brief episode. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, you can at youtube.com/BuyNZMade, or on the Apple podcast, go to iTunes if that's still around, or go into your podcast and search for Provenance Marketing, and this show will come up, and then you'll never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.